Hello folks, and welcome to another Wise Game video. Today we're going to be going over and discussing the Warlords of Draenor for World of Warcraft, the new expansion that's coming out that is November 13th, 2014. Right now we're playing the beta, and I'm basically going to go over some tips, tricks, and things like that to get you started if you're going to be playing beta. And some of these you could probably even use when it actually goes live. Of course, locations, quest givers, NPCs, and stuff like that may change. Anything may change at this stage of the beta, as we all know. So welcome again, and let's get started. The first thing I like to go over is if you're playing beta, okay, the realm selection. The realm selection right now is broken down kind of into two separate games. Now, what I mean by that is, well, it's actually three separate games, and I'll explain why. In past betas, like when I played Mr. Pandoria's beta and whatnot, it was pretty much all one server. Pretty much you were able to access all assets of the game, all avenues of the game, but right now they kind of broke it down where some things are available only on PvP servers and some things are only available really on PvE servers. Okay? So my piece of advice here is to probably make a tune on each one if you want to try both out. Okay. Now, what I did was pre-mades, and pre-mades is pretty much if you pick the two top servers right here, it's going to give you a pre-made tune of whichever class of your choice, and you still get to customize them and all that stuff. It's just you won't have to level him. He will be level 100 or she with already a set of gears and some gold, which is nice. And this is a fast trick too. If you want to get gold, say even for another tune that's on the same server, just roll a pre-made tune, get the 10,000 gold, and mail it over to your other tune. Boom, you got some gold. Okay. Now, so we have both PvP and PvE, normal and PvP, okay? And then at the bottom we have these two realms. These are made specifically for if you want to do pretty much the whole expansion and level 90 to 100. That's what you would use these two realms for, okay? For the first segment of the video, I'm going to go to PvE. Okay, and I'm going to go to this tune right here, which is the last one that I made with the goofy helmet. And we're going to go over a few things first and compare kind of the PvE and the PvP servers, what they have, and things like that, so you know what I mean by doing this. Okay, now, where am I? All right, that seems to still be glitching. Okay, when you first come into the game, the beta, as a PvE server player, you are going to arrive somewhere near here. Okay, now I'm using my full UI, full size, so you guys see the maps pretty good and all that. And I'm using cursors, and I'm going to be clicking and stuff like that during the video, just for the sake of it's for information, so you can see what I'm pointing at and things like that. Usually when I make videos, they're a little more polished and I don't have the cursor showing and things like that because I'm fighting. But that's really not what this video is going to be all about. Okay, so anyways, the first place, the main hub here is called Eventide Landing, which is in the new Shadowmoon Valley. Now this is not Shadowmoon Valley in Outlands. This is in Draenor. So if we click on that tab right there, you're going to see that this is where we are, Shadowmoon Valley in Draenor, and you're still going to see also that Outlands has its own Shadowmoon Valley still, and we are not here. Okay, so it's two separate Shadowmoons. Same with Nagrand. They both have a Nagrand now too. Okay, go back to World, go back to Draenor, and now, let me see, and that's what that's all about, just to kind of clear this up. Okay, now, back here, let's close the map for now. Okay. Now, your hotstone on a PvE server is going to be automatically set here, and you're going to arrive out of here, out of the clear blue. That's why all these players are here. Okay. Normally, to get back to Stormwind, if you need to get back there. There's usually a portal over here on this side of this broken down big ship. Okay? But it's been missing the last 2 days. I don't know what happened to it, if it's glitched, if they moved it, or whatnot. So I'm pretty much stuck here for now because my Hearthstone is still set here also. But anyways, when you first come into the game, you are going to be around a couple of NPCs close to this area that I'm in now. Again, which is way northwest, called Eventide Landing. You're going to come out around here. Okay, if I remember right. And what they're going to do is give you the introductory to this and your garrisons. Your garrisons is your private encampment or homes or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now, because of beta, they make it quite quickly to get your garrisons up and running, just so you could test it right away and see it, because they know you don't have months to work on dailies and stuff to get it up. So by just clicking all the options that the guy's going to give you, just keep clicking on them, you're going to see achievements pop. Make sure you click on all of them until you got pretty much all of them, and then you should have your full garrison up and running. That's all it takes right now in beta. Okay? And the easiest way to find beta sometimes, the best way to find your garrison, is open up the map and go back to Shadow Moon. See where I have all these quests right here? Right? That should be where my garrison is. Okay? Now, my garrison, I don't know what's going on with it, but it seems to be bugging out in beta. Either that or there's something that I'm missing that I'm not doing. And that's why I have 3 tunes on a PvE server, was because there were certain things I wanted to test and make videos about, and the garrison, sometimes I'll come back and it's gone. And then I don't have the option really that I know of getting that garrison back on that tune, because the quest giver that started it off with me, it is now gone. So I don't know, I don't know if that's actually a glitch that's going on in beta right now and things like that, but I'm going to go to my garrison now and kind of give you guys an idea like what it looks like, and things like that. I just got to keep looking at the map. It's I don't think there's a back way in there. I think I got to go this way. I just don't want to take up too much time just traveling, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, here we are back. Actually, here is the NPC, the quest giver for getting Garrison going. So he is still here even after you got it. If I click on him now, he's just going to give me the option, you want a Garrison, I know. And that's pretty much it. So that's why you see all these players here. So he's going to get the Garrison going. Now, the Garrison is in the same spot on beta for all of us right now. In the game, I think you could kind of pick a spot that you want to build it. And my Garrison is still here, so it hasn't been bugging out. And you could tell when it's your Garrison, because as soon as you come here, you're going to phase out from the other players, and it's going to say on the mini-map that it's your Garrison. Okay? Now, the Garrison's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. I just thought it was going to be like a big house or something like that I was going to get, but it's actually like a whole little town. And it's all for you. All these NPCs, you got your own flight guy. Let me see, you got your own bulletin board. You got a lot of stuff here. It's pretty cool. I like it. So I think this is going to be where a lot of like level 100s will be hanging out and live between this and the new town, which I'll be covering later on in the second part of the video. Here's our own town hall. So it's pretty equipped, and it's pretty cool. And another main thing I like about the new expansion too is that it's more primitive looking again. It's more medieval. It's more raw looking. It's more camps. It's not glossy buildings and lightning coming out of the sky, and everything's kind of like normal looking. And things like that from what we're used to from these kind of movies and in games and stuff like that. And that's the kind of feel that I felt that we were kind of missing in Panda and stuff. Panda was a good looking expansion, but the shrine and stuff wasn't really my style, So this is what the Garrisons pretty much look like. And you can see it's pretty big. Okay, now, building the garrison. Normally, if you open up your character information, your currency, you're going to see a new thing added now called Garrison Resources. And this is how much you could spend towards putting it into resources to build certain parts of your camp. Okay, and those are given, of course, by doing the quests here, the dailies, and things like that. And there's probably going to be another profession added to the game too, I think, which is already kind of built into this, but I'm not sure. But I was able to click on a tree, and it's like chopping down a tree now in the game. So we use that lumber, I guess, to build up our sources. So there's things like that in the game now that's going to, you know, help you build up your garrison. Now, I don't know if this is just for beta, but we even have a guy here that you could click on, and he'll teleport you to certain dungeons in the game. And they are current dungeons and stuff like that. Like right now, if I went in there by myself, I'd get my ass kicked, because I tried one just to see if it was old school or not. So you would need kind of like a group, and then you could pretty much just go into these by yourself, like, you know, as a group without using the queue system. Now another thing I want to go over too is the UI changes, just so you guys know. And again, I'm going to be stressing this throughout the whole video, that anything's subject to change because it is beta. Okay, the first thing that changed was the group finder. The group finder now houses all activity in the game that you queue up for, even player versus player now. Okay, it's not a separate thing down here in your bars. Okay, so they're all together now in the group finder. It challenges player versus player dungeons and raids, right? And then they also have this pre-made thing that they put into the game now too, which is kind of like a ripoff of OQ, added with WoW style. Okay, where we can just click on whatever we want to do, and it's going to either, you could either start a group with this, or you could find a group. And right now it's been dead in beta, and that really hasn't been that many people playing beta lately either. Plus school started, and this is during the day. So yeah, so that's a change that they made down here in your main system bar, in your character bar here, called just group finder. Okay, let's see what else they changed. Is the map a bit. They did change a bit of the map, and I think it looks cool. They got these little drop down screens now for each individual tab up on top. That's how you could zoom around on that. And the quest log now was always kind of attached to the map, but now it really is. Like, you just don't open up a log now. The map's always part of it now, you know. And to view all quests, you just click on that, and you know. So this is kind of what they did to the map and the quest log now. Another thing that they changed a bit too, which I think is really cool, is the bags. Okay. And Mr. Pandori, I kind of feel a little responsible for the search bar. You know, we never had this in the game, and I wrote in an idea once to Blizzard. Well, I typed it on their forums. They have a forum for any kind of, you know, ideas for the games and things of that nature. And I always said, boy, too bad you guys didn't have a search field. And I'm not saying that they put it in because of what I said, but maybe because of what I said, and a bunch of other people probably agreed. And then it was then added in MOP into our bags and our banks. Now we have a search field, okay? But one thing that they added now in this one is they got clean up bags. And you just pretty much just have to click that button, and it moves them all over so that you don't have empty spots here and there and things like that. So they should all be at the forward bags right now, kind of stacked, okay? And then the icon here, by clicking on any bag, just for each individual bag now, you could personalize them. Like, you know, in the past you had like herbing bags and stuff like that, where you could kind of make each bag now do its own thing. And you just click on that, and here's where it shows the settings that you could use for that particular bag. Okay, ignore this bag. Trade goods, you can make it trade goods. You can make it consumables, which is like potions, you know, things like of that nature. And equipment, you could just make one bag hold all your equipment, so you know it's always going to be put there. And I think that's a really neat feature. Okay, As far as the actual trees go, I haven't seen much of a difference. It's pretty much the same except for the new added line for level 100. Okay, I didn't even set this guy up. I'm not really doing any fighting on this and on the beta, and I'm hugely into PvP. And I did try a few things on my PvP tunes, but I'm not really playing the beta too much. I'm not going to play this to death like I did a mop, because it kind of made it where it kind of spoiled it when it went live, and all my buddies wanted to level together, and I just felt like doing something else. So I'm just going to test a few things, and the biggest thing that I'm mainly playing beta for, to be truthfully honest, which is to see how they fix the PvP PvE thing, the balance between world and all that stuff, because that kind of bugged me in MOP, because I like world defense. I'm not a ganker, I like world defense, and they kind of made it where just anybody could go out there with PvE gears and kind of kick your ass, because PvE gears were so godly in Mr. Pandoria, but now they're going back to the old school in this expansion, and I can't wait. And that's what I'm going to be covering in this video too, but this video is either going to be one long one, or I'm going to split it up into two. Okay, I'm not quite decided on that yet, so. And I will have a link to the second one if I decide on doing that. And I will break it down, like the first part's going to be covering with my PvE guys, and then the second one's going to be with my PvP guys. Okay. I won't be going over any dungeons. I won't be going over any raids. That pretty much is going to be self-explanatory. You know, we all know how to join up for those. And I'm not going to be really discussing too much on the Horde side, because I only have Alliance tunes right now. And I'm not too familiar with the Horde side, so except for fighting them. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be covering in this video. The stats. Okay, that's what I'm going to kind of probably start hitting on next. Okay, as we see, they did take the, let me see here, they did take the PvP power out. The resilience isn't shown also, and they took out hit and expertise. Okay, and they still have the normal, the crit, the haste, the mastery, the spirit, with the new additions of called multi-strike, leech, versatility, and avoidance. Okay, I'm not really going to go into the balls and tacks of each one of these, because I don't really know. I haven't done a lot of experimenting with them. And a couple of people I did talk to that has tried different setups and stuff like that isn't really noticing much of a difference right now. Okay. Now the gearing. The gearing on a new well, when you make a pre-made level 100 PvE tune, they're going to come totally equipped with these gears right here. They're just green gears with a couple of blues thrown in there, with the average level of, say, around 600. Okay, 590 to 600 is the average. Okay, now you could see already on how much they really did stat squishes, and the same's going to apply to with the bosses, the mobs, everything in the game, so everything equals out. Okay, I did understand that they just made a change to the game where they did make the mobs a bit stronger, which I think a lot of people started complaining about, that the game got kind of too easy. So, but at the beginning of any expansion, the mobs are always strong. I mean, I died many a times. The first time ever leveling my tunes in the new expansion in Mr. Pandoria, that Calaxy was a pain in the butt. And I think you guys will all agree with me on that. So everything always is strong at the start until they come out with the 33% nerf. You know, so we'll have to see how that goes once the expansion hits. So you could see on a level 100 tune, my health is only 153,000. That's a quarter of what we are on Mr. Pandorian. My strength is only 2,696. And same with all the other stats, they're really low. Of course, he's only wearing greens, but still, for level 100, they really did the stat squish, I think, nicely. You know, so it's going to kind of, it's like vanilla meets, or BC meets a new expansion, which I think we highly needed. And then I'm also going to cover like how some of the PvP basics work in the world and all that stuff too in this video. So I'm going to be wrapping up a lot of stuff. So if you watch this video, for a lot of the stuff, you should be pretty much clear if you're going to play beta. Okay, and I did a little switch here because I pretty much went over the Garrisons for now. So I left Shadow Moon Valley, and I jumped on one of my tunes still on the PvE server in Stormwind. Okay, this guy's a little set up too. Here's a portal that they added at what I call Portal Island in Stormwind. You guys all know where that is if you play Alliance. That will take you back to where we just were, Shadow Moon Valley. Okay, that's the portal to get back there. And these guys are here and there throughout the game. These dungeon guys. I don't get the idea when you can't really solo them. Why they have these, but yet you still need a group, and they got the queue system down here that you could join them with too. You know, so I don't know why they got that, but it is what it is. Okay, going back to, we're going to go to the main trade district. Okay. Now, the reason why I took you here is because this is where the portal is to get to Beachhead. Okay, I'm going to click on that in just a moment to show you guys, because that's the last thing I want to do, because I'm going to get stuck there, and I'll have one hot stone back. Well, actually, I might use it twice. Okay. On the PvE servers only right now on beta as of September 6th, 2014, this NPC right here sells all your common goods and plus enchants, potions, and your food. Okay, so this is where you could get a couple of enchants. They don't have them for all the pieces like they do on live, but they got just a couple to try them out. And your food and your potions and things. So this is where this guy is. Okay. This guy right back here is, again, another one of these dungeon guys. They're like everywhere, you know, and I just don't get the concept. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. If you guys want to comment below on something, because I haven't done any dungeons and stuff, so maybe he does help. But I did port to one just to see, and I walked in and the first set of mobs kicked my butt. So, okay, this guy right here. This is where PvE servers and PvP are different. Okay, here's a good example right here on beta. Not for live, but just for beta, the way they have it set up with the pre-made 100s and 100s. I don't know about when you pick the other server from 90 to 100. Maybe it's different. Maybe they got everything here. This guy right here is one of the most important people for the start off of one of the first main quests we're going to get in when this expansion hits. And he pretty much, it's called the Dark Portal is the name of the quest. Okay. On the PvP server, he is not here. Okay, but I'll get into that. I'll get more into that, so you got more of a clear understanding once I jump on my PvP guy and cover that side of the game. Okay. So for now, I'm just going to click on him. And if you click on this, he's going to take you there. Now, it's not the Dark Portal you're thinking of. It's not the one we're used of that's in between Outlands and Blasted Lands. It's not that portal, as you could see. But this might change again for live. If I open up the map here, I'm going to show you that I'm actually in the Draenor new area in a place called Tannin Jungle. I think that's it. Even though I'm not showing up there, but that's what it says when I open it up here. Yeah, Tannin Jungle, Assault on the Dark Portal. Okay. I'm not going to do this quest. I did some of it, but it was bugging out on me and stuff like that, and I'm not here to cover quests with you guys. I just want to cover some of the most UI and fundamentals and stat things and the actual, all that kind of stuff. I know there's a lot of videos out there already covering quests and fighting. All right, so this is pretty much what I wanted to compare between the PvP and the PvE server. Okay, on the PvP server, you are not going to come here. You can't come here. Okay, so far. All right, now to get back, I don't know of any portal here, so I'm just going to use my Hearthstone. That's why I didn't spend it yet. And we'll just Hearthstone out of here. Oh, wait a minute. This is going to take me to Shadow Moon. Oh, damn it. Okay. Easy fix, just switch to another tune that was in Stormwind. Okay, and here's the quest right here for the Dark Portal, so you would accept this and then talk to him and then make your way there. The quest should just pop up when you actually stop playing the game in beta. It should just automatically pop up. And again, this is on the PvE server. Okay, so we went over that. And this is the only portal that they have over here in Trade District. On the PvP server, there's 2 portals there, which I'll cover more in depth on later on into the video. So for now, we're going to go through this portal so you guys see where it takes you. I actually forgot, but it is Beachhead. Okay. All right. They actually did. Okay, that's right. Beachhead that's this area now in Blasted Land. I'm going senile. Okay. Let me get the flight guy here, even though I'll probably never use it. And this is pretty much where it takes you. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this spot is just to show you where the portal takes you. And then that's pretty much it that I'm going to cover on the PvE server right now. The rest of it I could wrap up on my PvP tunes. And we could go over some of the stat squishes and things like that too, and how PvP is going to work a little bit now in the game. So if you definitely want to follow up on that, definitely continue the video, and we'll rock on. See you there.